this program has to have some technologies and training methodologies. The simulator that I went to was probably in the size of this room. It was huge, and it wasn't flexible, and it was hard to work with. And obviously, Scott, it takes into survivability because you can practice really hard and difficult tasks in the simulator. The Bell 505 obviously has its own simulator.
That brings a lot of capability in the sense of it's really limited to the creativity that instructors have, how a training plan is built to be able to go in there and do things in the simulator that you can't do in the aircraft. And give those aviators the frequency and repetition, because that's what builds proficiency, is frequency and repetition. We talked about the objective feedback from the system, the subjective feedback as well, combining those things together, and then doing those complex emergencies, or was the aircraft degraded due to some type of combat damage that occurred on the aircraft. Just the ability to do that in virtual reality, 6 degrees of freedom simulator is just a huge capability.
Just to develop that a little bit more, Scott, talking about part of our technology roadmap in our offering to the Army, it's going to essentially link the data that comes out of the aircraft. It's going to tie it right into our virtual reality simulator, and it also connects it right into a student-issued tablet that is armed with artificial intelligence, a virtual instructor pilot, if you will. And it stitches all three of those into a network of data sharing, to Scott's point, that instructors and students can go back and review actual maneuvers. They can get objective grading criteria, no more subjective assessment by instructor pilots. So it's really going to help the Army take a tremendous leap into the technology of learning.
The Army uses the acronym RUAC, Rote Understanding Application Correlation. So when a student is new to something, they've memorized it, but maybe they have a small understanding, but using all these modern tools, to include virtual reality, a great world-class trainer gets them to that application correlation level. And then the environment has a vote, right? The wind, the terrain, and having the latitude in auto rotation, for example, to where one size doesn't fit all things, to where understanding and correlating what the aircraft capability is, to be able to modify that within the envelope, to be able to maybe get over a tree line and into that field to be able to safely touch down is very important. So really it's the quality versus quantity. Are we doing the right training? Everything the aviator learns along the way, they have to carry forward. It's not a one and done, flush that, what they learned. It's the building block. Now we go to the next level, and they carry that forward and build on top of those skills to be able to go out to the field and deploy around the world. Using that methodology and then modern tools will enable us to be able to do that.